What's going on, YouTube? Alright, so today in this video gonna be doing something I've wanted to do for a while, which is Pentax features that are constantly ignored whenever there's a review of any of the Pentax cameras. So I'm gonna give my top not hidden features, but my top features that are consistently overlooked whenever there is a review of a Pentax camera. It's very unfortunate because there are a lot of things that Pentax cameras do that other manufacturers don't do, and let's just dive right into it and check it out. Alright, my personal favorite to start off with, which I've mentioned this to even when I've gone to camera stores and whatnot, and for some reason or another they think I've got my wording mixed up, because this seems to be something only Pentax does, which is if you're in JPEG mode, you can save that image as a raw image. Yeah, that's right. Even a lot of people who have Pentax cameras don't realize that you can actually do that. So I'm going to show you what I mean, if I can remember exactly how to pull it off. So first, got to go into the menu and change your image capture settings. Change that to JPEG. Boom. Okay. Now, you need to make sure that your drive mode is actually in single. And when you take a picture, which I'll switch to live view here, it's not going to be anything fancy. I got my hand. You know what? Let's see here. Well, I got my hand. See if it'll focus on it. Nope. Too close. Here we go. Okay, so take a picture, and I think it's when it's in image preview. No. Let's see, standard info display. Okay, now right here, there's for exposure compensation, so you would press the exposure compensation button, plus minus, which is at the, where is that? Yeah, I haven't used this camera in quite a while, actually. Okay, it's at the very top, just behind the shutter button, right beside the green button. Press that, and then you get this. Retrieves this JPEG's raw data from buffer memory and saves it as a separate raw image file. Save raw data. Sure, let's save the raw data. Data's being saved. Perfect for when you're actually doing experimentation. You don't want to waste disk space. You're shooting in RAW, but you just want to try something out. So you switch to JPEG because it's not something that's going to be serious in a matter of speaking. You just basically want to make sure that you're trying out a new technique of some kind. You just want to experiment. You don't want to use up all your disk space and all that stuff. And you happen to capture that that fantastic, perfect image, and you now want to save it as RAW. In other cameras, you can't. You're in JPEG, you're in JPEG. That's it. End of story. There's no going back. At least with this, you can actually save the raw image. So there's that. And now if we go into the playback mode, this one here is RAW. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it's got a little RAW plus, so there is both the RAW image and the JPEG image. This is just displaying the JPEG image that's in the camera right now. Now, what we will do is I will go through the menu quickly. So the next one, let me actually just change this back to RAW, because that's how I shoot. So the next one is, a lot of cameras have multi-exposure. Now with Pentax cameras, the amount of exposures you can actually do, okay, on the K30/K50, you can do 9 multi-exposure images, and you can also adjust your auto exposure value compensation and all that fun stuff. I don't think a lot of reviewers mention that. Now the one I wanted to get into is the interval shooting. Yes, you don't have to get a separate remote for interval shooting. It's already built into the camera. And you know, so you can do your composite images, and I mean you can literally shoot. On this one it is up to 400. Let's see, what is the max here? 400 and... okay. Oh, it's based on the interval timing. But I mean, right here, see it for yourself. Number of shots, 400 images, 3 seconds between each image. You can start it now, or you can have a start time, delay it. Something else I've noticed is not actually mentioned. So I mean, the Pentax cameras do have a lot. They all have built-in lens correction, even on the base models. That's not really something that's mentioned either. Let's see, anything? No, that's pretty much all the usual stuff. And because of the, I don't actually use this, but you can, after you've taken the picture, you can then compensate. You can then, adjust your composition. There we go. By tilting the actual sensor, which I think is genius. Now it does have a note here. Depending on the lens, adjusting the composition may cause vignetting, which, fair enough. You know. Let's see here. So start, adjust. So yeah, you can actually. You can't really see. Actually, you know what? Let me throw my hand back up there. Alright, now let's... and I promise I am not moving my hand. And all the... don't know if you can hear the... that is the sensor moving around. So yeah, I mean, it's the features in these cameras. I think it's very unfortunate that they don't mention a lot of these things, because they are very useful. And I mean, the customization level of the Pentax cameras as well is second to none. I mean, you can customize every element, you can customize the buttons. I mean, yeah, there's just so much more to a Pentax camera instead of what everybody seems to always focus on. You know, I mean, it is like they said. You know, Pentax cameras are made by photographers for photographers. And I mean, those are my two big features that make a world of difference in regards to being able to capture the images that you want. And yeah. That's pretty much it. Well, there you go. My top features. I know there are only 2, but still. You know, the weather sealing and the ruggedness and the build quality, those are always things that are mentioned. But these 2 features in particular are generally just skipped over for whatever reason. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just thought it would be something interesting, and a lot of people who have Pentax cameras forget about these features, so just wanted to remind all of you. And stay tuned, there's going to be more stuff coming up, and you will see me on my next video. Peace.